Hi everybody. In this 8th lecture in the chess endgame course, I would like to show you an extremely instructive theme in rook endings, and this could change the game completely. Okay, so just knowing this well can easily earn you half a point here and there. Okay, so it's crucial that you learn this, I assure you. So it's going to be quite exciting. We will see two positions. I'll just flip between the two. This is the back rank defense when everything goes very westward and you need an answer quick. So this is your very last resort. And also in this position, which if I just flip around the board might look like a Lucena winning position as I've demonstrated before. I think that was lecture 1 in fact. I showed you how white can win by building a bridge with rook f4. Well, actually if I flip around the board and we see from black's perspective, he can, with his move, draw. And it's all based on checking distance. That is the title for this lecture. And also here, let's just look at the similarities. Very easy to see that with this attacking pawn on the E file, if we're looking at it from black's perspective, and our rook on A8, this is the same really because this rook is still on the A file, then we see why this draws. Because of checking distance. There is sufficient distance between the rook and the pawn. So really it's all about the E file and the A file, and you can easily reflect this by saying the H file and the D file. So as long as there is a grand total of 5 squares between them, you should be able to draw if you have the move. And I'm going to show these essential defenses so that you can scrape those extra half points in your own games. So let's look at the back rank defense. If all else has failed and you haven't been able to reach a crucial square like E8, so the back rank where you block the pawn, then you need to be able to play, with black's play here, so just give him the move, you need to be able to play rook E8. This draws on the spot and you have to know this. We can see immediately that the rook is attacking this pawn and so is the king, therefore only king d6 remains an option. And now here's the point. All other moves fail except for this one, rook a8. So we bring back the rook. Now what have we achieved from this? Well, it's less of what black has done, it's more of what can white do. If he queens, we just take it, and really he cannot do anything with his king, since after king d7 then rook e8 we've repeated the position. So only the idea of rook b1 or b2, b3, b4, etc. makes sense, since he plans to come to f1 with check to drive away our king. And when your king is driven away, it's pretty likely that you're going to fall in for a Lucena winning position. So that's why in this position you have to exploit the theme of checking distance and check the king. So now, because you have just enough space, since you're on the A file and the king is on the D file, to check and get away with it. So we see check. Really, it has to be tied down to the pawn, but that's not going to happen. As we can see, in this position we can take, because after rook f1 check we can play king e8, and we've nabbed the pawn. It's a draw. So going back, this is why you draw this endgame, because of rook e8, good move, and after king d6, let's face it, there's no other alternative, then rook a8, and we're just showing white that he can make no progress. So let's move on to this position. Well, we see the similarities, as I've already pointed out. Our rook on the A file against this pawn on the E file. What do we have to do? Well, checking distance. We have enough distance to check, and because of this, white cannot get out of this. He cannot solve his problem in order to have enough time to queen his pawn. So we check, king d7, check, rook a7, check. There's no way. It's impossible. Or as Carsten Muller would say, "Nor worldly force." He's a great German endgame specialist, grandmaster. So yeah, I hope I've made that clear, that with black to play, it's a draw because of rook a8, but with white to play, if I just give white the move, it's actually winning because, because after this check, the black king is forced away, and I believe that this is now the Lucena winning position. Okay, thank you much. I'll leave it there, and just to repeat these moves for your sake, we see in this position rook e8, back rank defense, and after king d6, rook a8. Very important, coming back to check on the queen side. And likewise, we see with black to play, rook a8 check, and he just keeps checking until white realizes he can do nothing. Okay, thank you much. PeterLalic signing off, saying good luck with your rook endgames, and I hope to see you in lecture 9.